Jordan took a deep breath, feeling his heart pound as Mr. Reynolds paced the classroom. The teacher's voice carried authority, but Jordan wasn't nervous. Yet. "All right, class," Mr. Reynolds announced. "Who inspires you the most?" Hands shot up. LeBron James. Beyonce. Elon Musk. Then Jordan confidently raised his hand. "My dad," he said. Mr. Reynolds nodded approvingly. "And who's your dad, Jordan?" Jordan smiled. "Vin Diesel." The class went dead silent for half a second, before erupting into laughter. "Yeah, right," someone snickered. "Fast and Furious?" "More like Fast and Foolish," another voice jeered. Even Mr. Reynolds smirked, shaking his head. "Jordan, let's keep this discussion realistic. Lying for attention isn't necessary." Jordan's stomach twisted. "I'm not lying." Mr. Reynolds chuckled. "Okay, then, prove it." Jordan clenched his fists. He wasn't looking for attention. He was telling the truth, but nobody believed him. Pushpin, if this happened to you, what would you do? Let me know in the comments. And hey, if you love stories where the underdog wins, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Rocket fire asterisk asterisk. The teasing continued after class. "Yo, Jordan, where's your dad's muscle car?" Someone sneered. "If he's really your dad, call him up," another kid mocked. Jordan ignored them, but inside, frustration burned. Why did no one believe him? Just as he was about to walk away, Mr. Reynolds added, "Jordan, there's no shame in having a normal family. Be honest with yourself." Jordan met his teacher's gaze. "I am honest, and I'll prove it." With that, he walked out of class, pulling out his phone. It was time to make a call that would change everything. Jordan barely made it down the hallway before the teasing started. "Hey, Jordan, where's your dad?" "Filming Fast and Furious 20. Laughter echoed behind him. His classmates weren't going to let this go. Jordan kept walking, fists clenched. He had expected some disbelief, but the way they laughed, asterisk, asterisk, even his teacher, asterisk, asterisk, stung deeper than he wanted to admit. Then came the ultimate challenge. "If Vin Diesel is your dad," a boy named Trevor sneered, "prove it." A crowd gathered. The hallway buzzed with anticipation. Even kids from other classes leaned in, eager to see how Jordan would respond. Jordan squared his shoulders. "Fine, just wait." Trevor smirked. "Yeah, you gonna FaceTime him right now? Maybe he'll show up to parent-teacher night in a muscle car." The crowd erupted in laughter. Jordan just stared him down. "You'll see." Fire, what would you do if no one believed you? Drop a comment below. And don't forget to hit that like button if you're rooting for Jordan. Rocket asterisk asterisk. Mr. Reynolds overheard the exchange and sighed. "Jordan, listen. There's no need to pretend. Your classmates will respect you more if you're honest." Jordan felt his frustration boiling over. "I am being honest." The teacher crossed his arms. "Then why doesn't anyone believe you?" That hit hard. Jordan exhaled, gripping his phone in his pocket. He wasn't about to argue anymore. He had something better planned. Asterisk, asterisk, something no one would see coming. Asterisk, asterisk. The bell rang, signaling the next class. The crowd dispersed, but not before Trevor threw one last remark over his shoulder. "Can't wait to see your dad pull up in a race car." Jordan barely heard him. He was already dialing a number he knew by heart. 1 ring, 2 rings. Then, asterisk, asterisk. "Hey, buddy," a deep voice answered. Jordan smiled. "Dad, I need a favor." Jordan took a deep breath, gripping his phone tightly. "Dad, I need a favor." There was a pause on the other end before that familiar deep voice spoke again. "What's up, little man?" Jordan hesitated, glancing around his bedroom. He could still hear the laughter from school echoing in his head. "They don't believe me," he muttered. "My teacher, my classmates, they all think I'm lying about you." A low chuckle rumbled through the phone. "Oh, yeah? And what did you tell them?" "I told them the truth." Jordan's voice hardened. "That you're my dad." Silence. Then Vin Diesel sighed. "People doubt what they don't understand, kid. But we don't need to prove anything to anyone." Jordan swallowed, feeling frustration build in his chest. But it's not fair. They made fun of me. Even my teacher humiliated me in front of everyone. A slight pause. Then Vin's tone shifted. All right, buddy, you want me to settle this? Jordan's heart pounded. Can you? Vin chuckled. Say no more. Fire if you were in Jordan's shoes. Would you call Vin Diesel? Let me know in the comments. And hey, smash that like button if you're excited for what's next. Collision ***. Jordan grinned. This was really happening. Thanks, Dad, he said. Vin's voice was warm but firm. Remember, kid, people will doubt you, but that doesn't change who you are. You don't need to prove anything. But if you want to teach them a lesson, I've got your back. Jordan nodded. See you soon? Oh, you bet, Vin said. And I think your teacher's about to have a very interesting day. As the call ended, Jordan could hardly sit still. Tomorrow, everything was going to change. The next morning, Jordan walked into class with a smirk. Today was going to be different. Mr. Reynolds stood at the front, scribbling on the board. All right, class, settle down. Open your books to... Knock, knock, ***. The classroom door swung open. The room went silent. A towering figure stepped inside. ***, bald head, muscular build, deep brown eyes that could silence a room with just one glance. ***. A few kids gasped. Trevor's jaw practically hit his desk. Mr. Reynolds blinked, gripping his marker tighter. Can I help you? The man folded his arms and glanced around. Then, in a voice that was unmistakable, he said, Where's Jordan? Fire if you saw Vin Diesel walk into your class. What would you do? Drop your reaction in the comments. And don't forget to smash that like button if this is getting good. Collision ***. Jordan grinned and raised his hand. Right here, Dad. A murmur spread to the class like wildfire. No, freaking. Way, ***. Vin Diesel turned to Mr. Reynolds, his face calm but serious. I heard there was a problem. Mr. Reynolds cleared his throat, his usual confidence nowhere to be found. Mr. Diesel, this is a surprise. Vin tilted his head slightly. Is it? The tension in the room was thick. Mr. Reynolds rubbed his neck. Listen, I might have misjudged the situation. Jordan said some things, and I assumed. You assumed he was lying? Vin interrupted, his voice even. The teacher gulped. The class sat frozen, barely breathing. Jordan folded his arms. Told you. Vin turned to his son and winked. Then, looking back at Mr. Reynolds, he said, Maybe next time, don't doubt people so fast. The room was eerily quiet, save for the sound of Mr. Reynolds clearing his throat. Vin Diesel didn't budge. He stood tall, his arms crossed over his chest, exuding a calm yet undeniable presence. Mr. Reynolds fumbled with his glasses, adjusting them several times before speaking. I'm sorry, Jordan. ***. Vin raised a hand to stop him. No need to apologize to him. Apologize to everyone here. The teacher blinked, stunned. What? Vin's voice was steady. You're the one who set this whole thing in motion. Doubting Jordan in front of class like that, making him feel small. You owe these kids a better lesson. The tension in the room grew thick, like everyone was holding their breath. Even the students who had been laughing earlier now watched in silence. Jordan couldn't help but feel a rush of pride as he watched his dad handle the situation with such ease. It wasn't about the apology, it was about showing everyone, including his teacher, that Jordan's truth was valid. Mr. Reynolds looked around at the faces of the students, some of whom had been skeptical, others who had been outright mocking. They were all waiting for him to speak. Finally, Mr. Reynolds nodded, his expression a mixture of guilt and newfound humility. You're right, Mr. Diesel. I let my assumptions get the best of me. I should have been more open-minded and respectful. He turned to Jordan, the weight of his earlier words heavy between them. Jordan, I'm sorry for questioning you. Jordan held his gaze. It's okay. I knew the truth all along. Vin gave Jordan a nod of approval, then turned to the rest of class. This right here? This is what respect looks like. You don't just listen to people because of who they are. You listen because of what they have to say. And if you can't do that, then you need to check your own attitude. The bell rang, signaling the end of class, but the students didn't rush to leave. They lingered, almost as if they were processing everything they had just witnessed. As the students began to filter out of the classroom, Trevor approached Jordan. "Hey, man, I'm sorry. I didn't know." Jordan simply nodded. "It's okay. I get it. It's not easy to believe." But Jordan knew something now. Asterisk, asterisk. He didn't need anyone's approval to be who he was. Asterisk, asterisk. The rest of the day felt like a blur to Jordan. He walked the halls with his head held a little higher, his steps a little lighter. It wasn't just because Vin Diesel had visited his class. It was because, for the first time in a long while, he felt seen. Mr. Reynolds didn't just apologize in front of class. He had also called Jordan's parents later that afternoon to personally apologize for his earlier behavior. "I made a mistake, and I'm truly sorry for doubting Jordan," Mr. Reynolds had said, his voice full of sincerity. "I learned today that everyone deserves respect, no matter how unbelievable their story might seem." By the time the final bell rang, Jordan was practically glowing. He had won, not just against his classmates, but against a world that wanted to make him feel small. As he gathered his things, Trevor approached him once again. "Yo, Jordan," Trevor said, his voice a little sheepish. "I just wanted to say, I was wrong. I didn't get it first, but now I do. I'm sorry for all the stuff I said." Jordan smiled, not a hint of bitterness in his heart. "It's cool. You didn't know, but now you do." The next day, Jordan's story spread to the school like wildfire. Everyone knew about the Vin Diesel incident. But more than that, they had witnessed something rare. A teacher admitting they were wrong, a classmate standing firm in their truth, and a man who, no matter what anyone thought, believed in his son. As Jordan walked out of school that afternoon, he found himself at the curb waiting for the car that would take him home. Suddenly, the roar of an engine filled the air. Jordan turned to see a sleek, black car screeching around the corner. It slowed, and through the tinted windows, he saw his dad's familiar face. The car rolled to stop. Jordan grinned. "You actually showed up in a muscle car?" Vin Diesel winked. "You earned it, kid. Let's go home." Jordan got into the car, settling into the seat beside his dad. "You know, everyone's going to be talking about this for a while." Vin chuckled, his voice smooth and confident. "Let him talk. The important thing is, you know who you are, and that's all that matters." And with that, the two of them sped off into the horizon, ready to take on whatever came next.